and former President of Nigeria Labour Congress.
Sorry for omitting that. Very, very important. Former NLC President.
Mr. President, I am extremely grateful for the privilege to allow me to say something. I want to appreciate my brother, distinguished Senator Manu, for this motion, and even more, a lot of our senators, Goje, former Senate President, and all those former senators who have enlightened us about the history of this project. Some of us have read about this Mambila thing on the page of newspapers, but today we've realized that in these chambers we have in-house expertise and sufficient knowledge that has to do with this project, including the very enlightening additional information by Senator Sani Musa. Mr. President, sir, this issue has nothing to do with any part of Nigeria. Whether north, east, northwest, it's about Nigeria. And the word is unanimous that there are two key drivers in modern society. First, skilling your people through appropriate education. The other is power. Every time we have had debate in these chambers, we speak to the use of technology. These technologies are power-driven. And I think the more we diversify the source of power, the better for Nigeria. And so for me, I agree with all of those who have said this should be seen as a national challenge. And it's consistent with the renewed hope agenda. In this context, my understanding of renewed hope is that all of those things that have been abandoned, the hope of Nigeria dashed, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised to renew our hope and to revigorate and revive those things that have been forgotten. I am satisfied, sir, that no nation has all the resources it needs to do what it has to do. What gets done is a reflection of the priorities of those who are responsible for leadership. The other thing arising from all the narration, for which I'm extremely grateful, former Senate President, Governor Goje, Sani, and others, is that, Mr. President, I think it is within the competence of the Senate, arising from these experiences, where people who have nothing other than a briefcase, they go into collusion with elements in the Ministry of Justice. They wrap up an agreement which is meant to favor them, even as they show no evidence of competence that they can get the job done. And when they can't do the job, you ask them to leave, we are asked to pay some money to allow those who have the competence to do it. That is my summary of all that has happened. And typically, why I say it is within our power, Mr. President, shall we, on another occasion, enact a law that says a dispute arising from commercial transaction in Nigeria, the arbitration, where necessary, must be on the soil of Nigeria and not in a foreign country. We are a sovereign nation. And I can see that it is Nigerian lawyers and government officials in the Ministry of Justice over the years, they always enter into an agreement that disfavors the country to the benefit of private investors who pay a peanut for agreement to be worded in a way that Nigeria is in trouble. Now our enthusiasm, all the effort has now been delayed and almost compromised by legal issues, as if it's a foreign territory. So I support this motion, and I want all of us to see it as for what it is. It's a huge national asset. There are other secondary benefits arising from bringing this into fruition. We will never have all the money. If there are people who are ready to invest in it, I think we should find the courage to deal with it, and then make a law that arbitration shall be only in Nigeria if it arises from a transaction between Nigeria institution and any corporate citizen, whether it's a Nigerian citizen or a foreign corporate citizen. Mr. President, I thank you for allowing me to say something because I came late, and I'm very anxious to contribute to this because without power, there can be no jobs.
I can understand because the job opportunities that will be created probably attract you to that, apart from the fact that power will be provided as a labor chieftain. So I saw